Country people, Achowe salute. As una sabi am, the one na Undaunted PG News, place where Tori no dey hide. Na that's so. Shake, no dey. Na me, Tori Pikinsu, aka Talk Am All. I don come again, make we match fire. My people, Tori for today na that's so. We go broke Tori for una for how it happen for that side for Baba. Since they bury late Masani John, thing they know the work for day fine. For Birmingham vigilante them, they don't block road for that other side for more than 24 hours then. For that side to Boya, university school picking every day, then the cry say Colonial Republic governor may put mouth for two it happen for Sika house and palava. Again for inside Boya, it is hot and the money time it be like a fire. Lebialem, they don't see and to say power don't come back and they don't come back for full-time force. Palava for lockdown, where interim government he put na Mami Watawan will the see am. Ayabacho and the people for ADF, then the attack innocent Waka people for that side for Baribo. Republic Ekelebe don't shoot one poor Gonderi with a 2-year picking for Ihan. Them discover some motor for that side for Bamda for upstation where it be lost. So for Colonial Republic Dio for that side for Benui, we see over there where it be the chapier grass. We come back, I will go knock the Tori for una in the proper kind of style. I come back. yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Country people na come back fine. Republic Ekelebe dem no wan go back o. Dem still dey for inside Santa. And the worry with country people dem for dey. Tori wey e be enter we, e dey show say Funzi, e bury her house, e be waka fine. Say all man wey be go dey, e be turn back fine and e be don turn back tey tey. But Republic governor wey dem be follow go for dat place, I no know wetin happen. Una say dem no get transport o. Oh, make we give chance for our command wey na tori man Kimbi for home front. He go broke with the tori in the proper. Una hear?
Today for home front, today we come on Baba One. Now say we people them for Baba One, the daily suffer, where the public equilibre them hand. The public equilibre them. When Angom na send them, who go look at die body for former SDF man, chairman, John Funzi, still de Baba. Some Baba Pekin Torui, inside told them for Baba, how the public equilibre them. They show them. They show that people them for Baba Pepe. They show we people them for Baba Pepe. He say, village people them for Baba, they really are bad. But this Republic equilibre their hand. This man talk for voice, we send them for our side, say this equilibre for them. The waka with the gun, for all side, say them the way na civilian close them, like say them self be civilian them for Baba. Them the Mekan, people them the confuse, between we Ambazonian fighter them, and the equilibre them self. This man so Adam say, this equilibre people them the complain inside, start cry hungry. Like say, now you the look at them, like say you be their papa. Iti talk say, small corn, where they corner this place where these stiff people them they broke 'em all, chop 'em like saying and them put 'em for ground. These stiff people them, don't shoot people them so they tire, start the shooting and foul them now. My people them, if foul them, for talk, then for talk say me these stiff people them come up baba, left them me them rest. These stiff people them the key any foul where they say chop 'em. This man to do we, say this equilibre them, just the people them anyhow. The other day they beat na some man, we name na, they ingambe. Sika say, they don't give this man human money. Say me cook chop for them. The man come deny. Yes, why not? Why no go deny? Human no for the cook chop for thief people them. But only because this man deny, say me woman no cook chop for these people them. They catch this man, beat him, well, so they want kill him. Like say, na them join him marry this woman. My people them, I want answer na by force. This Canada woman. They no get to force man for do thing we no want time. They see number them. Them two beats the other man for Papa One. With them will talk say they see number them for we fighters inside the money phone. So they just talk say this man they communicate with we Ambazonian fighter them. We put them for Baba One. The back na back. See me phones they picking. Them talk say we this chief people them come out their village. Say they not overstay their waka. Say me them come out their village. Say me will join them. Hell back. Say me this chief people them come out their village because they don't tire. They don't tire. Oh. Where problem? Problem they all side. I don't know why this Republic people them no want time people them get cool head. Na tori that for today so. Na me tori man can be. I dey talk now so.
Thank you, plenty countryman Kimbi. But I hear you talk something like say they say na hungry. Hungry how? Wetin happen with the Republic dem blood money? If na hungry, then me dey go back, dey go beg for Okada Bilai, and him governor friend dem, me dey help dem. Sika say according to confirmed tori for that side, The papa dem wey na grandpapa dem dey make like 50 million for republic dem money for any 1 month wey e dey pass. Even as wey dem don reach time for retire, dem no dey retire. Instead for dem for Ambazonian pipu dem go beg sofri, dem decide for carry their thing, carry their money, carry their chop, carry am go Nigeria. Dem dey shoot even their fowl. And the question wey I wan ask am na say, fowl too don turn be na Ambazonian fighter or na how? Abeg o, make we leave dat story so, suffer no fine. For another tori my country pipu, we go enter for dat side. For another tori wey enter for dat side for Undaunted pipu dem, e dey talk say na palava for Bamiyan and Buda wey na some village wey dey for dat side for colonial republic. Make we go for some small break and then we go come back, we go knack the tori. Anytime wey you dey and if you dey hear my voice, make you shine for ground. Know say the tori dey inside and we go knack am proper. Now I go tell tori man Kimbi make he broke we tori for inside that palava. Tori man Kimbi, open am for we.
Tori for inside palava, Bamiyan and Buda, when are some village them, where they divide colonial republic with we country, they vigilante them, for they don't block road them. They block road them, where they come out for they come enter for our wing, for inside Santa local government area, and some other place them too, for north for Ambazonia, they keep Bali Kumbat, Bali Gashu, Bamakumbit, and Balingasi from Gotekunja County. They block Bamiyan road too, for more than 24 hours them. The vigilante them talk say, with the colonial republic them live, Tungondere them, with them we catch 'em. And then start the lie, say na Ambazonian fighter them we catch them. All CPDM people them, for our wing, plus someone them, for inside republic them, come they, them beg, sote, beg no nothing. The boy them say, they know the year beg, say they want see, that I said Ngondere them. Now all that, even columna DO, for Galim, and columna SDO, for Nedo, Bambutu, people them, come for the place, come talk, mamiko up, papa calm down, fufu done, fufu no done, all they beg. Since they block the road so, all man they confused, whether na suku picking them, or na workman or na who, we no sabi. Sika say all man must sit down for one place, all motor company them, where they carry people to, don't pause, for one place. No nothing enter, no nothing come out. Small, with people their eye, they open. Na me, Tori Man Kimbi. And I dey report so. Now for home front, for Undaunted Pigeon News.
Thank you again, Tori man Kimbi. We go enter for Boya. Country people, house rent for that side, for Boya, you don't know. Landlord dey rent the big house for that side. For corner Boya University, they wan cut with school pikin dem, their 8. They wan cut am with palava for rent. Boya now na place where all man know say na book people get am. E get like 50,000 book people dem with the 20 university dem. State university, e dey inside. Now school pikin dem, they don hook up with plenty vex for dem landlord dem. They say landlord dem wan just cut their 8. So they don hook up and then they don decide for talk say the house rent palava must go down. Say since 2023 and 2024 school year, house rent dey just climb for any kind of way. Some university pikin wey don go still don reach for number 3 year talk say e no sure if e go fit continue. Say even old house wey stand na bembe way, dis pikin say e no go fit pay am, say all thing e don climb. Dis pikin no even know how e go chop if e dey pay dis kind of money for house rent. As e be so, dey say house rent don comot from 50,000 to like 350,000 overnight. Another tori man dey talk say the Republic pipu dem no get price control for their country or na how. Say how manage e go climb dat kind of way. E still talk say school pikin dem wey dey for dat side for Boya, dem don start do na scamming work. Sika say dem don see am say their poor parents dem no go fit for meet up. Say dat kind of bill wey dem dey see am, their poor pipu no go fit meet up. So the school pikin dem now dey call we Republic governor say make dem come put hand for inside the palava and make dem put am sharp sharp. I no even blame the landlord dem. As e dey so, I dey blame na the bloodsucker Republic governor. Dem no know say something dey like price control inside country. Na for the kill we poor Ambazonian pipu wey dem sabi. Tell me why landlord dem no go hire am. House rent go just high. After all, ten ant must to pay or you wan sleep for outside. All things for country don just go upside down. Na the kind of governor that way we go want am for the country, God forbid. Abeg o, make we leave that tori so and make we enter another tori. Again inside tori country pipu for the same Boya palava, Boya be hot the money time like fire. Masa Kimbi, he get tori again for inside the palava and he go broke am for we for the better kind of way where we go hear am. Masa Kimbi, may we hear you.
Today, the number 7 day for this new moon. Today we enter we from that side from where I say the wrong born to move to them. Three people them will be inside the kill and two. Today I say we Ambazonia fight at them. Born this to move to them because by them they be no fine. Say now we country Sunday, but they still come up for outside the waka. These driver then decide to come out for city we go happen, and you know end fine for them. As how they be true it or not for that side for small support, so they reach Sandpit, Muliko, and Munya, we Ambazonia fight at them. Their old man for go back for the house, she don't quiet. This fight at them be there for outside for see person we no respect with small country Sunday. So they will check driver them and people them with waka outside. Some man to the CNE. Say if you want go keep a picking them for school, then he see some motor they come with double travigator. We be the ones say danger there outside. I need to see as people then they run, they come for his side for my 17. So he got a picking them, they run go back for house. Now only after he don't reach house, we friends send a picture them. For sure thing will be the happen for outside true. The public can be the one come. We boys the wrong finish thing where they be the do, so they go them back. Their body for these 3 people there where they kill them, life for root. And they muted them with the bone. See wonderful fire. So this Republic can be them now, gather and civil them. Talk say me they should run for ground. Because the one do investigate. Now then that's so, now then see wrong so for ground. Now them that's so, see as they should run for ground. See them inside mud. I don't know whether this Ekilibe they want to see me these people in talk city, but now them that's so, now they should run for ground. See cool Nova air turn back for Ambazonia, and we still inside with Country Sunday, as with IG, and we Master President talk am. Now me to the man can be. And now they talk now so, now for home front, for Undaunted Pidgin News.
Thank you again, tori man, you the ningi with skin. Country people, it don't happen again. I say wetin, it don't happen again. Lebi Alem don woke back, and this time now with the fire power. I no tell una, I throway salute for we chief head boy for IG, Master President Samuel Sako, and he come be when we Vice President Ate, where them talk inside that side for Lebi Alem, and they enter for the personal for say pikin them for that side, they go use them and they go change all thing. So we bosses them for there, they go use them and they go fix all thing. Lebi Alem now, it don't been a red for La Republic dem place. But we go hear am fine for Masa Kimbi again because na him broke the tori and na him open am fine fine for home front. Make we hear am.
My people them, we will look this video fine. We will look this one fine oh. Now work this. A Major General Massacre. Commander for Team Retina for our local government area. We inside Libya County, don't walk am. For today Tuesday, number 5 day inside this new moon. Now look and fine. Voila! They don't gonna go so. All my inside the motor, 6 feet, direct. We don't talk say, Amba now we land. And all my way enter the, get to hear nothing we will talk am. When I hear say the shoot, na hear no.
When we don't declare ghost town, minimum obey the order.
Na hear the gun. Yes.
Now
Ain't
our
that
land
so?
be this.
The public, when I ceasefire oh,
Our land be this.
me them ceasefire move
Watch
all
and
this
see.
equilibrium them. Before thing go better for we all.
Minimum focus, minimum
I got on that the true so.
move for that place.
I got on that too. Na hear something. Na hear am. A fire. Today for Alu, local government area. When I see am, now why there was a president and we IG, talk say move stay for us. Because outside no fine now. Outside no but clear fine. Ma we get here, me here fine. You go better na for ye. Stable and no manifesto. Yes, at him writing at this. For our local government area, inside Libya County. Yes, now they won't do work so.
Team Retinant for Allo LGA inside the BLM country. We day outside today, the 5th of September 2023. The day for that place.
You know easy oh. Now them that do work so. All right general them. It inside bush. Yes, and them that so.
Would they bush all the generals? Would they out? And that the day for road confusion. Na Pawanda.
The public gonna ceasefire. Gonna ceasefire. And we people then too. I beg, wanna try to stay for us. Now me, to the man Kimby. And I did also now for home front for Undaunted Pigeon News.
Thank you, Masa Kimbi. See, no fit thank you fine. We don't thank you plenty for the tori wey don open and so. This one na news. Na thing wey dey call am say better news. Republic never see something. Dem go waka na backside go back for dem country. Ambazonia na burying ground for Republic ekelebe dem. As na dey see am so, no be film marshal o. Una see am fine. May e no be like you say, I talk mommy go up, I talk mommy calm down. Tori pikin no dey ever talk lie. But I go talk am all. All the fine work dem wey una dey see am so, and the other one dey wey e dey happen for different places like Ibui, Donga Mantu, and plenty other places inside the county dem. E dey show say true so, Republic no fit drink water, e keep cup back for ground sofri. For inside we country, e no go happen. We say lie to lie. Country people, na only for that side for Saturday, where we see giraffe for Libya how e be happen. The one na sense for all we head boy, all county head boy dem. Make una fund una country. Una fund una county. Una sef una don see am. Ambazonia, e must be free. We dey talk say congratulate for Libya County. We dey talk congratulate for all my support. And we dey still talk congratulate for all we other voices in the bushes. Una dey do fine work. Ambazonia so, una money una dey put am, all una support, e no dey go for water. I say e no dey fall for bus basket. Mr. President Sako, e don prove am. Now Libya dey talk say if Republic dey know wetin e fine for dem, then me dey carry their gun, carry all things wey dey bring African fight, dey disappear. Sika say if dem no know, dem go see am. Any man wey wan straight na 6 feet, e go see himself for underground. As you dey talk so, dem no go get time for regret. Dem go talk like how Bookman dey talk, say hello Masa Ekema, wey that time never reach. Dis talk so no be talk for bebe, no be play play. We ARF dem, they don mean am, and dis time they no dey go back. But country pipo, make we leave dat tori for here. So dat coup dem no go die with physical jealousy. Dem must to live long because dem go see we how we go enter boya. Make we match fire, country pipo. So for lockdown. Okay, country pipo, make we enter for dat side for lockdown. Make we open dat chapter. The lockdown wey we interim government, e put am na mami water one. The tori wey dey comot for all side for Ambazonia, for any corner, e dey come inside Undaunted, and e dey show say for ground, for home front, na mami water ghost town. In fact, na grandmami one we dey see am. All place na lockdown. I say no man no dey pass, fly sef no dey pass. As we head boy, town crier, Mr. Martin Mungwa, Commandiara, na so e happen. Me una see am. Una see am na video like that.
Tori for inside Palava, Baminya, and Buddha, when are some village them, where they divide colonial republic with a country. They vigilante them, for they don't block road them. They block road them, where they come off for they come enter for our wing. For inside Santa and some other place them.
Country pipo, una dey see am, all place e empty. I think say me ghost town. I say the one na country Sunday wey e no come fine. Make una dey look am fine. Sese fly, e no dey pass. See road, una dey see am, all place clean. E dey show say country Sunday wey IG put am, na e don turn up. Republic no get power again. I say all that are blood sucking ekelebe dem, they no get power. E don yah for that side. As una see am as e happen so, na whole front that una see am. Tori dey country pipo, but we go leave that one too, and we go enter for another tori now. Ayabacho and the people dem for ADF, they don go attack with innocent people dem for there. I said that they do any kind of thing for any kind of way. Na God go help we country people. I say wetin, na God go help we. They don't go for that side, for Baribo, for Willikum Road. And as soon as they see am so, they don't bring plenty palava. This palava happen so, na for number 3 day, for inside the very September moon, around that side for Nen village, corner PHS Baribo. Then be the ask am, na 10,000 for any man pikin wey dey see am, and 5,000 for any gondere. I said the people dem stop the motor so, then they start to suffer any man wey e deny for give them money. Then go beat am so tey, then they take the money again, na with the power. Many of the occupant dem wey dey dey for that place, they change am. Una see only vex. Plenty waka people dem for there wey dey be dey inside that motor. tori dey show say dem be na buy and sell am. And as the tori be, dem be go na for Widikun market so. Time wey all dis attack e happen, e show say e happen na for plenty hour dem. But as una sabi am, no one Republic governor e no pass for there. So after other time wey dey stay for there so, no one eye for anything wey dem dey call am say Ekelebe, e come for carry help dem. And before the thing happen so, tori dey show say Republic Ekelebe dem be pass for that place. All time, sika say dem dey find ARF dem. More na hear am fine, dem dey find ARF and dem no be find na ADF. Country people, na the palava that una don hear am. But we go leave that one again and we go enter for another tori. Country people, for that side for your care, Blood Soccer Republic Ekelebe dem don shoot some innocent Gondere with their pikin for your hand. Which kind of wicked is Papa God? Dem shoot me Gondere so na right for front e house. And according to tori, Gondere, e be just dey house and e no be do anything. As dem enter for this Ekelebe Equator, they start to dey shoot, they start to dey talk for French. They talk say many Gondere no run, but as una sabi am, no be all man for country, e dey hear Republic dem talk. So as dem dey holla so for the Gondere, e too, e dey hear so, e dey fear, na e start for the run. And as e dey run, na dem open fire for the Gondere skin, shoot am so take kill am. Country people, dem Gondere, na that one na dey see am so for TV. Una look una tele, una see am. Country people, e don bad o. Who side we go now? If you go front your house, they go open fire and they go kill you. But may we leave that tori so. Last, they discover some company motor for that side for upstation for Bermuda. The motor na 18-seater bus and it be run na Bermuda Bafusam Road. The motor, e no be 1 year talk. We urge say lockdown, they say no, they no go hear am. This palava happen so na for number 5 day for inside September moon. We bus the Kaji motor and na for place where dem dey call am say Akum for Santa local government area. Now we ARF dem buses, dem Kaji motor and they give some serious warning. May una see am. Una go dey see am, the picture dem way, na the picture dem for the bus wey motor e don shoot am. You see am, na only hole so for motor. Na all that una dey see am so country people. Una see am. The other workers so country people, e dey show say the ADF people dem, they no sabi the kind of thing, the kind of work. My way think say each wrong may comot again pass showing for we IG. All we ghost town, whether na which kind of ghost town o, whether na country Sunday o, whether na which one o, if we IG talk something, they go hear am. Country people, una don see am. But we go leave that one and we go enter for some place where they call am say Benue. Country people, see where e happen, we see am wey deal for Benue, e be the Chapia bush. I say e be the Chapia bush according to e wan bring pikin dem for school. And it happen so na for Monday when na number 4 day for inside September. The columnar Republic thief man, he stand for there for front, he say the work where dem go work and so the operation, he go the Chapia grass and I go there for front. Sika say dem dey do school clean. And I see the Chapia una dey see am so, it think say na go bring pikin dem for school. When we argue don talk, it too wan talk. Country people still suffer. This other colonial Republic people, they no wan leave talk so. But we go leave them so, make dem continue. Now for another tori country people, colonial Republic be send some Ambazonian tori man wey dem dey call it say Kingsley Njoka Fungata. They send this man so since 2020. So tey na so. Sika say this man, he talk true for thing wey e dey happen for Ambazonia country. Country people na the man down na the see and so. Na in that. Suffer innocent man. Now Republic governor again, he don't decide for transfer this man. He go move and comot this Mr. Kingsley Fomian Joker. He go move am for place where they send am for Kondere Street. Place where na for highest people na for there dem dey stay. Dem go move this man so na for frying pan and they go put am inside fire. For wetin? For nothing. This transfer so e dey show say they wan kill this man and kill am. And according to Masa Njoka, a lawyer, where they call it say Amunga Tani, and Canada too English host master, where they call it say Divine. This Masa Njoka, we don't work for television program where they call it say Tough Talk. So Canada too English for Catholic, for place where big people they call it say Catholic Be Weekly magazine. This man work there. And according to how they told it go, this man be been a very important man for the program. And this story dey show say member dem for Cameroon Association for English Speaking Journalists, the man be been a member, even as way dem be dey treat it anyhow so. And member tori for thing wey e happen for Samuel Wazizi, where he die early so for the same Yaminde. The one way with people dem, they shoot and kill am. The one way surround them, they just lost na for loss. Even the one the way they run for their life. Country people, who side we dey go? Journalist Wazizi, he die so, and we go fight am for we where we don't remain. So country people, your own the people that think say, wetin they go do we never see am. This life, as they talk of Nigeria, they say e no balance. After the break, we go broke tori again, and una go hear am. People, una come back fine. For another story, we go tell una see where it happen for that side for Republic governor. I said then they suffer with people there for that side where they call and say refugee them. Refugee them where they there for that side for Douala, especially, then they suffer for Colomna Republic them hand. The other day, shit for market. As na the see and so what buy and sell at them, they tire for this one. So I go leave and say, may we countryman again, Masa Kimbi, may he broke the story in the proper. Country
People
una hear
them
am.
for Tuesday, when a number 5 day for this new moon, why I'm selling people them for they do market for the public, for Twitter they call them say Douala, them go house, with time for close, never reach. So one day even to read a marketing them, Sika say the thing and start smell. This one now because pipe inside motor for drag sheet, boss, we inside market, place, throw a sheet for all man. Like Sasai, before this motor, one work a common market, we don't throw a sheet on top people and that thing them, fine. That means they smell when market they smell. Republic. So take some people then come out, go house, wait time for go house never reach.
Le cacao. L'eau le caca. Voilà le caca. Voilà le caca. Elle commence à couler le caca. L'eau le caca, l'eau le
All I
caca.
want leave their thing them because they know if you take them again. They don't cover am all inside sheet. We Amazonian people them. Where they did aside for Douala, especially for they do, need a look of fine. For thing where they chop, especially as how this kind of dirty don't happen so. I made a try for keep clean, like white clothes. Because this kind thing them, gibing tensik. Na me, Toriman Kimbi, and I report so. Na for Homefront, for Undaunted Pigeon News.
Country pipo una don hear am. Na so dem dey suffer with refugee dem for Republic. So una go like say make di governor continue to control we? If na me, I go talk say no. Again, country pipo, dem don discover say for dis same palava for suffer, we pipo dem dey take their life. Dem see some pastor for dat side, again for Dual, where dis pastor, he be a pastor for Winner Chapel. They say dis pastor just comot for house o. The next day they hear na call wey dem don discover his dead body for corner dat side, call am say River Wuri. Country pipo, all dis suffer so na for wetin? But we go leave dat tori again, and when next time we go meet up, or anytime again we go jam, we go broke am fine. We go leave am for we Undaunted pipo dem, make dem continue am and dem go talk am for the grammar kind of style.
See that you can if another can.
Stylish, cool, A-list.
See that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. If only you knew how great you are. Every time you try so hard to be maybe a great pillar of your country, or to be a change maker of the world, then I don't think you'll ever run away. Even when your world has broken down, you should always turn and face your fears. For what doesn't kill you makes you strong. Just keep interested in whatever you do. Listen to your heart and believe like a fool. For however humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortune of time. Oh my brother, one day you would understand what used to be misunderstood, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh my sister, one day you would stand what used to be misunderstood, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can.
Stylish, cool.
See that you can if another can.
Stylish, cool, A-list.
See that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. If only you knew how great you are. Every time you try so hard to be maybe a great pillar of your country, or to be a change maker of the world, then I don't think you'll ever run away. Even when your world has broken down, you should always turn and face your fears.
Good evening, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to this very important program. We're going to get into Undaunted English news right now. I hope you did enjoy the Pidgin news this evening with Dori Pikin and Doriman Kimbi. It was interesting. I was enjoying it as well. I just want to hint you that we'll be having Willie de Paris on top of the hour. Just stay tuned. For those who are watching on YouTube and on Facebook and all our social media platforms, share it white. We're also having Barista Timbe Seha, and both of them will be doing different things. We're planning for our Independence Day commemoration, and globally, we promised you will have musicians performing in different parts of the world. Willie de Paris has already been slated for Germany, and he is here tonight with us to tell us how he's beaming towards this great event coming in Berlin. Before that, we'll get into the newsroom and get some stories that will call for our analysis as we have this discussion. I understand Willie de Paris is here teaming up and waiting. We're going to have opportunities to also listen to some of his music. And on Monday again, with Willie de Paris will have an exclusive interview on very important aspects of who he is, what he does, and some of the things that you want to know about him as a person, as an Ambazonian, his passion for the struggle, why he wants us to be free at all costs. So stay tuned and enjoy. This is ABC Amba TV, the People's Television. Stay tuned.
Oh, one day, and you will see that you can even know that can. If only you knew how great you are. Every time you try so hard to be maybe a great pillar of your country, or to be a change maker of the world, then I don't think you'll ever run away. Even when your world has broken down, you should always turn and face your fears. For what doesn't kill you makes you strong. Just keep interested in whatever you do. Listen to your heart and believe like a fool. For however humble, it is a real possession in changing fortune time. Oh my brother, one day you would understand what used to be misunderstood, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh my sister, one day you would understand what used to be misunderstood, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can.
Stylish. Cool.
See that you can if another can.
Stylish. Cool. A-list.
See that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. If only you knew how great you are. Every time you try so hard to be maybe a great pillar of your country, or to be a change maker of the world, then I don't think you'll ever run away. Even when your world has broken down, You should always turn and face your fears. For what doesn't kill you makes you strong. Just keep interested in whatever you do. Listen to your heart and believe like a fool. For however humble, it is a real possession in the changing fortune of time. Oh my brother, one day you would understand what used to be misunderstood, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh my sister, one day you would understand what used to be misunderstood, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can.
Stylish. Cool.
See that you can if another can.
Stylish. Cool. A-list.
See that you can if another can. Oh, one day, and you will see that you can if another can. Oh.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. Weber.
One day, God go hear our prayer that day. One day, God go hear our prayer. I say one day, God go hear our prayer that day. One day, God go hear our prayer. Una dey for bush, una no get chop that day. Una just pray, God go hear our prayer. Begin the need to go school. The day is a bush, that you make me just pray. God go hear our prayer, sing with me.
One day, God go hear our prayer, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer.
see how a woman dead the bona is a bush, that year. Begin the day, big go school again, mama. Who will it cry? I go cry again, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer. I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I tell so painful for see one brother they kill another brother. Papa God, now you want to know this story. Now you want to know this story. My papa, what did happen for this place now? Hey, begin the day for bush, they no get water, that you, then this go. God go hear our prayer. We no get the house them. They don't burn our house them, that you make we just pray. God go hear our prayer, sing with me.
One day, God go hear our prayer, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, that year. One day, God go hear our prayer.
see how they don't burn once, they burn some so mommy. Oh, see how we begin the day they go school. Mommy the day for bush, Papa the day they walk again. No, who daddy die yo, mommy daddy die yo, brother oh, United Nations, just the lock him up be. Politician them oh, daddy send the soldier oh daddy forgive your brother. Who go hear this story? One day, go hear one prayer oh daddy. One day oh, go hear one prayer. I say one day, go hear one prayer daddy. One day oh, go hear one prayer. Merci Yves Kemayo El Manager. Tiens cru à moi. L'Éternel est mon berger, je ne manquerai de rien. Gloire à Dieu, Maximo, champion. I say one day, Janju Foundation, espoir des enfants démunis, caravane Père Noël. One day, God go hear my prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear my prayer. One day, God go hear my prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear my prayer.
For our editorial of tonight, we'll take a brief anthropological history of Manu. As you already know, we use the opportunity every county day to establish a well-documented but brief historical timeline for every county. With Manu County is a work made easy because of the wealth of scholarly literature about the county researched and documented by indigenous people of the county, both home and abroad. Our main challenge was to filter the intrusion by most colonial influences that do not necessarily have any archaeological, historical, and or legal bearings. Like the Manu County Coordinator, Commander Willie, alluded during an interview with Undaunted on Thursday, July 27, 2023, the people of Southern Cameroons in West Africa are one of the most educated groups in the two Cameroons put together. This is in terms of the acquisition of formal Western-type education as evidenced by certificates, diplomas, and degrees. Undeniably, the largest and most educated people in the Midlands of Amazonia and West Africa. One would think that the Manu native would use their education to enhance their people and native society, which to us seems to be the main purpose of education. Sadly, this has not been the case. Again, Chairman Willie says that the education has made it difficult to lead the group. The anthropological history. Manu is a nation in the state of Southern Cameroons, West Africa. Situated in the Upper Cross River Basin, Manu County stretches westwards from the Widukum escarpment of the western grass fields through the rolling Obudu Hills, climbing northwards to the entire Mbio Mountains and descending southwestwards to the Osidinge Manfei Depression. Through the southern Cameroon-Nigeria border, regions of Ikom, Division and the urban district of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and southeastwards to the Manu River Valley. In accordance with the interim government's newly established geopolitical framework, administratively, Manu County encompasses Manfei Central Local Government Area, Upper Banyang Local Government Area, Eyumojok Local Government Area, and the Akwaya Local Government Area of the Midland Zone of the Southern Cameroons. This region lies within the equatorial zone and has an equatorial rainforest climate and vegetation. The climate is characterized by two distinct seasons, the dry season and the rainy season. The dry season extends for 6 months from December to May, characterized by low conventional rainfall with high atmospheric temperatures and a mean annual temperature of about 25 degrees Celsius. During this period, the prevailing monsoon winds are dry with abundant sunshine. Rainy season lasts approximately for about 6 months, stretching from March to October. The peak of the rainy season is towards late June, July, and August, with annual rainfall figures reaching 6,000 millimeter in some area, and a general annual average rain between 2,700 millimeters and 3,600 millimeters per annum. Covering an area of 9,562 kilometers square, Manyu County has over 100,000 people, with Mamfe as its administrative capital. The Manyu people live in clan settlements in a large, sparsely populated area in the tropical rainforest area of the country. The population of the Anyang, Banyang, and Ejagam is Black African, and their origin remains an area of study that requires proper historical research. Some early researchers, Talbot 1912, hold that these people are of Egyptian origin, while others believe they come from Central Africa. More recent research, Haywood 2008, on the Bantu of Africa, amongst whom the Manyu groups fall, shows that Bantu originated from the rainforest of southern Nigeria and Cameroon, sometimes around 3000 BC. This group then split into various subgroups with easterly and westerly fronts. From around 2500 BC, the eastern groups began migrating eastwards, following the northern edge of the rainforest of the Congo River Basin into southern Sudan. Other subgroups moved southwards into the East Africa Greek Lakes region around the time of Christ. Meanwhile, the western front groups migrated southwards, reaching the lower Congo Basin by 400 BC. From the above research findings, one thing remains clear: that the original homeland of the Bantu is somewhere in and around the rainforest region of southern Nigeria and southern Cameroon. From this point of origin, the Bantu then disintegrated into various groups, migrating to various directions. From the major groups, eastern and western, emerged several other subgroups, and the Bantu migration were therefore a complex movement of Bantu subgroups. Archaeological evidence indicates that the Manyu people first settled in their present-day land circa 170 AD. The Ikom monoliths of the Cross River regions in neighboring Nigeria, which were constructed between 270 BC to 170 AD, suggest the Manyu people were able to develop the Nsibidi script. The Nsibidi script is an ancient system of artistic symbols referred to as Nsibiri. The script debunks the notion that information dissemination in pre-colonial Africa was only through traditional oral channels. Africa's oldest language, scripted from behind hieroglyphics in CBD, has been used to document history, celebrate the people's heritage, instruct values, reinforce communication, deliberate on critical issues, and resolve conflicts. The Ejagam people first created the script in Manyu. In ancient times, the government of the Manyu nation was the Mbe or Ikpe fraternity, which is a patriarchal organization. The Mbe kept the nation together in peace and harmony for millennia. Mbe used the Nsibidi script as one of its methods of communication, and members of the Ikpe society today still communicate using this ancient language. There are more than 100 established community groups in Manyu, but the predominant clans are Banyangs, Ejagams, Anyangs, and Boki people. This group in Manyu have a patrilineal organization. The nation has more than 100 villages, each governed by a council of elders with the chief at the head of the structure. Ethnologically, Manyu encompasses an array of ethnic groups. In the Anyang region of Akwaya local government area, we have the following main groups: Anyang, Anyang Anyam, Eyam, Nyang, Obonyang, Asaka, Masaka, Baswa, Batanga, Bazumbo, Boki, Nki, Oki, Fua,
Good evening and welcome to Undaunted, bringing into the news untold stories. I am Star Smart. Let's begin. While everyone knows how the colonial La Republic government treated peaceful Amazonian protesters against the marginalization by the La Republic after threatening frontliners of the Amazonian quest for justice with jail term, dictator Paul Biya went further to declare war on the people of the Federal Republic of Amazonia in January 2017. Within the war declared on the people of Amazonia by the colonial La Republic President Biya, education was one of the institutions highly affected by the war. So if the education that has been handicapped in Amazonia has to be revived, the war has to be addressed, and whoever declared the war has to call for a ceasefire, which is common sense. Meanwhile, while the ceasefire has not been called by the belligerent party, the supposed back to school has revealed another dimension of the Amazonian restoration forces. The last few days have been deadly on the part of the colonial La Republic government forces. Areas where it was as if the forces of Amazonia were not there have sent deadly signals to the military occupation. Well, we'll have the prime headlines now.
Here are the prime headlines for tonight. Amazonian refugees in Douala risks a cholera attack at toilet drainage, emptied waste in the markets. Missing Amazonian pastor found dead in neighboring Warri River. Also tonight, Amazonian journalist Kingsley Njoka finally jailed by Larry Cameroon. The ADF assault travelers along Batibo with the Road is a story that will definitely interest you tonight. Colonial DU adopts wrong approach for effective back to school in Bengui by clearing bushy schools. You can imagine. Also tonight, Amazonian Restoration Forces challenged the colonial La Republic de Cameroon in an open confrontation. I'm sure you want to see the rest of that report. Other foreign saying Western officials arrived in the UAE amid push to deprive Russia of advanced microchips. And all the African team, we are going to be looking at reactions from neighboring Nigeria. Now let's get the news in detail.
Our vision in this interim government is to make ABC a leader and a real warhorse of our struggle. We want to grow it, expand it, hire and train more hands, and broadcast round the clock, around the world, and take command of the media space of this world.
You can enjoy all round the clock, 24/7 exclusive moments of bliss as an ABC Amba TV Club member. A cappella. Latest Nigerian / African movies, global politics, ABC Amba News and updates, historical documentaries, and lots more. In our daily programs, we have Undaunted, ABC Amba News, bringing into the news untold stories with Onyi Okpala and Star Smart. Exclusive discussion, revolutionary panel conversation, infotainment, edutainment, intro governmental debates on topical issues with Tar Paddy King, State of the Liberation Movement, Fronting IG, and People of Ambazonia's position, the Struggles Weekly Update with Secretary Martin Mungwa, PhD, FASCE. Health is wealth. Health education and awareness.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. Weber.
One day, God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer. I say one day, God go hear our prayer, daddy. Oh, one day, God go hear our prayer. Una dey for bush, una no get chop, daddy. Una just pray, God go hear our prayer. Begin the need to go school. The day is a bush, daddy, make we just pray, God go hear our prayer, sing with me.
One day, God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
See how a woman dead deep on that is a bush, daddy, yeah. Oh, begin the deep in go school again, mama. Who will it cry? I go cry again, oh, daddy, yeah. One day.
And that is really a party for you. Good evening, my brother. Welcome. I don't know how we'll do the thing. I have a grammar and I have a pigeon. Whichever one, I'm in for it. But it's your night.
Anyhow,
You have to make that determination. Good evening and welcome. We're happy to have
good
you.
evening, my brother. And any level we take we take for the level. If it is
Yes,
in grammar, but this is not pidgin news, so we have to speak in with perfect English.
That's amazing. Indeed, this is I like us to start by talking about this fact. I know a lot of Amazonians would want to hear why you're here today. You're here because of October 1st, where we're planning to do a very special celebration or commemoration this year. Before we even get into that, this song, let's get into it again. And when we come back, you tell us the inspiration that was behind this music and why you choose to do it at this time of war. Stay tuned.
Our prayer, daddy, one day, God go hear our prayer. I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I tell you, so painful for see one brother they kill another brother. Papa God, now you want to know this story. Now you want to know this story. My papa, what did you happen for this place now? Hey! Begin the day for bush, they no get water, oh, that you, then this go. God go hear our prayer. We not get the house them. They don't burn our house them, that you make we just pray, oh. God go hear our prayer. Sing with me. One day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
see how they jump on once, they pass on my soul, mommy. Oh, see how we begin the day they go school, mommy the day for bush, papa the day they walk again. No, who go feed our picking there?
One day, God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
picking the die yo, mommy then did die yo, brother. Oh, United Nations, just the lucky moppy, politician them oh. Daddy send me soldier, oh daddy, for kid your brother. Who go hear this story? One day, God go hear one prayer, oh daddy. One day, oh,
God go hear our prayer.
I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
merci Yves Kemayo, el manager. Tu as cru à moi. L'Éternel est mon berger, je ne manquerai de rien. Gloire à Dieu, Maximo, champion. I say one day,
God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer.
John.
All right, good evening, Ambazonians. Sincerest apologies for coming a bit behind schedule tonight on Undaunted. But trust me, tonight we'll have a full package for you regardless. Before we get into the full briefings of Undaunted tonight, permit us to reschedule our order of programming. Now, you know that 1st October is around the corner and there is a lot the interim government is bringing to the table. So quite different. That aside, the lockdown that has been initiated by the interim government is gaining so much momentum in the home front, from Bamenda to Kumba to Santa. I mean, all of this would dialogue and analyze first before getting into the full briefings of Undaunted tonight. And to do it alongside tonight with us is Mr. Ta Paddy King, ABC News Director. He's on the studio, on the other side of the studio. We also have Willie DeParis here in the studio. I mean, he's got something new and something amazing to tell us. Probably we should look out for him. But all of this would be done properly by our news director, Mr. Ta. Mr. Ta, are you there?
Yeah, thank you once again. Once again, Onye, Willie DeParis, you're welcome back. Before that interlude there, we were talking about this one day God go hear our prayer. Tell us a little bit about this song, and then we'll get into the subject of our discussion this evening.
Thank you for inviting me. One day is the hope of the people. Yes, our people are crossing really difficult times, and I believe one day is to give them hope and to bring them back back in the days that we were living without any problem. So one day is the hope of the people. One day is just a message that when this whole thing started, I decided to go to studio to compose this song because I'm part of it and I feel it, and I think when I'm talking about artists in our own place in Amazonia, we're talking about Southern Cameroon. I'm one of the most biggest artists, and I believe I'm supposed to do something to my own people, to let the world know that our people are suffering. So that's why I decided to write this song. And I believe that today, if there is a mother in the village, or those who are in Nigeria, if they want to consolate themselves with something, I hope they can easily add this song and believe that one day everything will come back to normalcy and everybody will feel the way we were before. So we just have to believe and everything will be fine. We just have to believe that God is in control and everything will be fine. That's what I say. One day, God will hear our prayer because I know one day our children will go back to school. One day we will have a free country. One day we will be one people and indivisible. That is just the message. To just make my own people feel me and the way I feel them because the way things are going, I have to feel it because it doesn't matter because we are in Europe and they are in ground zero. So we have to share the same pain together.
In other words, it's all about restoring hope to the people. You sharing their pain. I remember when I was much younger and you started comedy with Fingong Tralala. I know that you have been doing most of your songs, especially when we assume that we're one Cameroon. In Cameroon, you were doing most of your music in French. You were more with some French artists, and you're doing comedy. You were so excellent in what you were doing. And I'm so proud
No,
of you, particularly because of most Anglophone artists, you are among the rare Anglophone artists who has decided to come out unwaveringly in support of the Ambazonian liberation movement. What is your
yeah.
driving force is in this enthusiasm and passion?
Yes, it's a force. It's a force. It's a force because we are all in. You know, at first when we were in Yaoundé, we were forced to sing in French because at that time they make us believe that if you don't speak in French, if you don't do anything in French, you can't succeed. That's the most difficult part we pass all in the other side of the Mongo. So we had to do it so that
Yeah,
people can easily accept us as a Cameroonian man. Understand? So is it's because of this struggle now that makes them to believe to start giving opportunities to Maliji brothers, the Stanley Enos, and all the rest. And I believe they can't go to the same level with me because they are living again in Cameroon. And you know what they did to Wazizi? It's not
yeah.
an easy thing. You know what they did to Wazizi? So they are afraid of their life. I can't understand them. I can understand them, but nothing can hold you to be with your own people. As I usually say to when I do my lives, I usually say, if you are brought to fight some fight, not wait for ask and say wait till it happen. Fair fight the fight before you ask your brother and say wait till it happen. That is what I'm doing now. I can't see my own people fighting and I stay behind because I'm afraid of somebody. If a soul is falling in Ambazonian means I'm falling also here. Though nobody is bigger than everyone. So my passion is that I'm praying God that we should really hurt our country so that we should prove to the world that we are capable to do good things. Understand? That we are capable to do good things and great things. Yes, that is the motivation I have. In the other side, there is no problem. I've decided. It's a matter of choice. It's a matter of choice in life. It's a matter of choice. Just like yes, I'm here now. You know, most of my fans were in the friend zone. So I decided to lose all those fans because they are looking me in a different way now. So I decided to lose all those fans because I want to prove to my own people. Because I know at first people never believe that I'm an English boy indeed. People never even know that I was from Ambazonia. Yes, because I spent all my time speaking in French, do comedy in French, even when I was coming to play in Bamenda. So that is the way they treated us. They wanted us to believe that if you don't speak French, you can succeed. You understand? You can succeed. Yes. So that's why you can
That's
see our
amazing.
little brother singing, trying to mix pidgin and French so that can easily have some crowd with them. But with the new technology now, you don't even need to speak the French. You can speak your English and feel free and sell your music all over the world. So my motivation is that I can't see my people fight and I stay behind because I want to protect my own life. All of us we are dead already because we are fighting for something new to our generation to come. For this moment, we are dead already. People can even come here and arrest me and hold me and even put me in jail. I will be ready for that because we are ready to go to the last man fall. That is it.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. So you would rather not sell your conscience or sell your people like others have done. And I must say that you're a fighter. Before we get into the first October details, what is going to be happening, what you intend to do, the mobilization you hope to do all across Europe. You're inviting friends, well wishers, Ambazonians, and family to meet you in Berlin. Before we get to that, just a few weeks ago, I think you and I communicated about one of my friends, Bill, was in Germany and he had an issue. And you were among the rare artists in the Cameroons put together that you came out to fight for him. You are just a fighter, fighting for everybody, even fighting for those at the home front, fighting for those in the diaspora. Uh, Talk
Yeah.
to us a little bit about the experience that some of you, those they call Anglophone artists, are going through in this whole film industry and using that as an example of what you want others to learn from.
There's too much difficult. There's too much difficult. There are too much problems on the line. You know, being an artist in Cameroon, I've been an artist in Cameroon for I'm 25 years of career today. 25 years of career is not an easy job. I know everything about industry in Cameroon. It's difficult to come in an English zone and to succeed in a French zone. It's because of this struggle that they started giving spaces to our little people so that they can have some spaces. Understand? You are getting me? It's very difficult because imagine me, with all the talent I have, they have never given me a prize in French Cameroon. With all the talent I have, I've been all what I've been doing. They have never given me a prize. What they are doing is that they are just selecting some of us, some few of us. It's just like if okay, il faut pas qu'on fait que ils ressentent trop ça. Donc let's just choose two people and put them outside. That's why you can see they are four comes who are outside. They know them because they don't want that they should know that the hit rate is too much. Understand? So there's too much difficulties because first of all, they let our own people, our own legend, people who have money in Anglophone. You know about the Chenfos, the Foncha, the great people in Southern Cameroon. They're spending all their time giving money to French artists. Understand? Giving money to French artists. Yes, but we never had that opportunity. So then they let the world know that we can do nothing. That people like we can do nothing because we came from a minority place, from a home, a place that we are just 20%. That if you want to succeed, you have to go to and succeed. It's just like Africa today. You need to come to Europe and succeed so that Africa to recognize you. Understand? That is the difficulties artists have in Cameroon, in that country. That is the most difficult artists have. I remember a day they invited me at
English speaking or Southern Cameroonian artists are facing. Now let's move quickly on this aspect of October 1st. We know you are a vital member in the whole organization of October 1st in Berlin. You're working with the crew in Berlin to make sure that activities are done and are done properly. We know the gala night that's supposed to be on October 1st itself, the gala night, you are one of the other artists that will be performing. Now, what should those who are coming for this program, what should they be expecting from you? Please talk to us real quickly.
What they should expect from me, they should just expect from me. Often, all those who are coming know who is really the pariah, so there's nothing you can be doubting about making show or performing on stage. That is my job. I've been doing for 25 years today, so I know everybody know what I can do on stage. So what I can tell people is that just come and let's just share the not the joy, because it's not a joy for the moment. It's not a joy, but in years to come we are going to share it as joy, because for the moment we are still fighting. Let us just come and say we should just share that day, to let the world know that this is the day we were together as a people, and the French people decided to put us with the francophones so that they can easily use our materials to build their own nation. So they should just come and we should just do it together. We should just feel free together. Everything will be fine. Not only Ambazonians, we are inviting the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, we are inviting everybody. Come and let's feel the heat together because we the party is going to be on board. Yes, you know when I'm on board, everything is cool, everything is fine. That is my nature. I like to make people feel funky. It's going to be a great day because I'll be traveling on Friday. On Friday, I'm going to be in Berlin and I'm going to spend about 2 days in Berlin before coming back. And if you are coming, make sure you hold your flag because we are on the 1st of October. Don't forget.
Just listening to you right now, I feel like fast forwarding October 1st celebrations in Berlin. The joy, the anticipation, the passion, the commitment, the everything about you that wants this day a success is what I want to know now. And that's the last question I'm asking. First of all, I want to thank you for being so patient with us. We've been waiting for about an hour now as we go through some of the hurdles. This is the point I want to ask you. What does this day really mean to you as Willie de Paris? And why do you think that every other Amazonian and well-wisher should join you in this desired day?
This day is a very special day for people like us. Very special day. Because I believe in my entire life, I've never celebrated 1st of October until when this revolution started. So to me, it means a lot because even when we're still one country with La République du Cameroon, when we're still together, we don't have this type of day. But I've been seeing people celebrating their own Independence Day. But I don't know if there's a day in Cameroon that we have celebrated our Independence Day. Those so means we're just scattered. So when I see my own people are giving all their energies, all the energy they have to celebrate our Independence Day, it made me to remember that there are people who were there for us before, and we're supposed to be there for those who are there now, and to be fighting for those who will be there tomorrow. You understand? So that's all I can say. It's a special day for me, and I believe if you're an Ambazonian, if you're in Southern Cameroon, you have to know that this day is special for us. We have not been spending this day because people have been trying every way to make us believe that we don't have Independence Day in our country. But we know our story now, and we have to make it bigger and to let the world know that we were independent, not with La République du Cameroon. We have our independence, not with La République du Cameroon. That's all.
That's amazing, Walidi Pari. There's so much you have to tell us. And I want to tell those who are watching that we have another rendezvous with Walidi Pari next week. And I hope you'll be accompanied with other Southern Cameroonian, Amazonian musicians. Walidi Pari, thank you very much for opting to spend this time with us. Monday, we'll get deeper into some discussion, your relationship with Fingon Tralala, some other things you've gone through in Europe. What are the advice you have for young people? And how should those who are planning to travel to Berlin, what should they prepare as they come to Berlin to meet you and other Amazonian musicians? Thank you again.
Yeah.
For those who are watching us, we're going to transition back into the newsroom, but Tim Bensia is there because a lot is happening on the ground and we need to take his opinion on that. I'll leave you with this one day again. We will lead the party. Have a good night. Thank you, my friend.
When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes a duty. Weber.
One day, God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer. I say one day, God go hear our prayer, daddy. One day, God go hear our prayer. Una dey for bush, una no get up, daddy. Una just pray, God go hear our prayer. Begin the need to go school. The day in Sabusho that you make we just pray. God go hear our prayer. Sing with me.
One day, God
Now looking at the trends of happenings with Amazonians and neighboring colonial Republic of Cameroon, those who are still nursing the idea of taking refuge there should again think twice. It has been reported how young Amazonian girls are being sexually exploited in La Republic of Cameroon. Others are compelled to work under desperate conditions with little or no pay. With all these justice is equally denied to Amazonians in La Republic of Cameroon. Amazonians who have survived the above might not escape the outbreak of cholera. In the colonial capital of La Republic of Cameroon, a toilet drainage van filled with pools emptied at its contents at the Diodo market due to a breakdown. Why should a vehicle with such delicate content not be properly catered for? All right, this is welcoming you again here on Undaunted. How are you, Stan?
Very Lungi, the traders of the Dedo market in Douala, the colonial economic capital of La Republique, on Tuesday rather, September 5th, 2023, closed before time. Some even surrendered their goods to nature. This was after a toilet drainage van driving across the market had to empty its content in the market on broad daylight. The drainage pipe of the van broke loose, and the pressure of the feces that was oozing out of the pipe made it hard for one of the occupants of the van who tried stopping the feces with his hands.
Well, the van emptied a reasonable quantity of the contents until it had to be running across the market on people's goods and on the people's business tables. The stench alone from the running substance from the van was unbearable, not to talk of it getting to touch consumables. Some traders had to pack and go home as they could not stand the stench. Amazonians in this locality should be very careful with what they consume. They equally have to watch all of this happen.
Mais Adédo c'est grave. Adédo c'est grave. Adédo c'est grave. Hey. Adédo c'est grave. L'eau de caca, l'eau de caca. Oh les caca oh. Les caca oh. L'eau de caca. Voilà l'eau de caca. Voilà l'eau de caca. Elle commence à couler l'eau de caca. L'eau de caca, l'eau de caca. Oh, les caca, oh! Elle a versé tous les caca ici, là. Oh, les caca, oh, les caca.
Oh, you're welcome back. There you have a video of the very gory image. Well, on the back to school issue, the supposed back to school has revealed another dimension of the Ambazonian restoration forces. The last few days have been deadly on the part of the Colonial Republic government forces. Areas where it was as if the forces of Ambazonia were not there have sent deadly signals to the Colonial Republic government. Today's it was at Lebialem that the Colonial Republic was ambushed by the Amazonian Restoration Forces. And yesterday, it was at Akuma in Santa local government area that Amazonia let the Colonial Republic government forces know where power belongs to. Today, September 7th, 2023, in Moya, a locality in Boya local government area, the Amazonian Restoration Forces launched an offensive against the Colonial Republic terrorist forces, causing them to retreat. We wonder, why did they have to retreat with their so-called armored cars and machine guns?
This morning, bullets covers a portion of Central Market Street in Moya, a restive neighborhood in the capital, Boya. Amazonian Restoration Forces stormed the locality this morning, sparking a violent confrontation with the Colonial Republic Cameroon government military, which lasted close to an hour. The confrontation did not fail to leave casualties as a commercial taxi was burned and it is believed its driver was also killed. Traders who were coming to Moya market this morning got trapped in the gunfire, said they saw the ARFs exchanging gunfire with the La Republic Cameroon military. They came on bikes. The residents of the central market street could be heard telling other residents who had gathered by the roadside to discuss the issue.
Now, the screen of one of the traders' vehicle was shot at, but fortunately no one was in it. Bullets pierced through the front and back windscreen, but no one was in the vehicle at the time. Our Republic armed military officers later stormed tarred street areas and other streets in Moya, removing everyone from the house. A nursing mother could be seen carrying her months-old baby to the roadside. Everyone to commonly called they can only sell after the market.
All right, still on the lockdown issue. Yesterday, the 6th of September 2023, there was a preemptive attack on the military in Kambe local government area, where the military was preparing to go out and terrorize the civilians. Now, the Donga Manchun ARFs made a preemptive attack and, of course, had so many La Republic de Cameroon soldiers run for their lives. They continued the reinforcement of the lockdown in today in Mangui of Njam village on the Nkambe local government area, where the military promised to protect the civilians. They told the civilians to go to their marketplaces and ignore the lockdown, while Commander Sako of Ndonga Mountain ARFs reinforced the ghost town by getting to the market and ensuring that the traitors who betrayed the struggle were properly dealt with. Now, while we are getting to see some of the images, would want Mr. Ta, who is also in the studio with barrister Tim Mbesia, to add their thoughts on this lockdown. Remember, the interim government, led by President Dr. Samuel Ikame Sako, initiated this lockdown, and the ARFs are on ground to ensure that it is being effected and it's being effective. And we've been seeing reports so far. But let's have Mr. Charles, the news director, ensure that the words get down to the people at the home front. Mr. Tar.
Yes, Onye, thank you very much for that brilliant report there. I think I would like your technicians to be able to get their images coherent, the images, because the people would need to be able to see some of those images, the images of our law is different from the images that are coming from Donga Mantung. We also would like to have the images that are coming up from Moya today in Boya, because the people, these are all the different regions and different counties in Ambazonia where you are literally seeing firepower. So I would like to have all of that. I want to be able to see their images on the screen. Once I see them, I'll bring them as we're getting the analysis together. But as a team, it's been an amazing time. We're now seeing Civil Disobedient taking the lead at the home front. How do you feel? You've seen some of the images, you've seen all what is happening. How do you feel, and what is the message you have for our people at the home front?
Thank you, Paddy, for having me. I think every normal human being, every normal Ambazonian must feel very, very elated seeing what is going on right now. And before I get into it, let me go back to the musician who just passed by. Willie de Paris. So one day, so far will finish. One day, God will hear with prayer. I said something before that while he was in Cameroon, we spent our time. He spent his time begging to belong, trying to speak French in Yaoundé, just to be accommodated as a human being. And he was not accommodated, he was not accepted, and he left. But Willie de Paris is a young man. Many of us have forgotten that this begging to belong is today 61 years old. I'm sure Willie was not born by then. I'm sure Paddy was not born by then. But 60 years is a generation of begging to belong. And we have said now, we no longer need to beg to belong. We need to belong, to own ourselves. And those who care can come and beg us to belong to us, not us to belong to a stranger. And then you go back to the lockdown. History repeats itself. I'm sure we've not forgotten how the lockdown started. When Deacon Tarzan said, come Monday, we'll know who owns Southern Cameroon. He didn't even call it Amazonia. Come Monday, we would know who owns Southern Cameroon. That was 7 years ago. And here we are, 2023, talking about lockdown. No longer a symbolic lockdown, but something more than symbolic. And we're going to remind ourselves and our listeners, what is this symbolic lockdown? We don't go to buy arms. We don't go to fight anybody on a lockdown day. But what does it signify to us? What does it signify to the world? It signifies, as the contestant says, come Monday, we will know who is in control of Southern Cameroon, today Ambazonia. And now for 7 years, I think if the authorities of the oppressors, if the people in Yaoundé could reason anything else, they can accept, if they're honest to themselves, that they are not in control. Ambazonia is gone, to come back no more. One day, God will hear our prayers. One day, God is listening to our prayers. And so, long live Ghost Town, long live lockdown. The other thing we want our people to know is that because you see, this phase of the lockdown, remember this in 2016, started like a joke, was a debate. We're just talking, teachers, lawyers. And came 2017, the government started the crackdown, banned the lawyers, banned the consulting, and sent everybody on exile, arrested the leaders with the hope of stopping even the debate. It was not even a lockdown then, just stopping the debate by force. It did not stop. Came 2017, They sprayed us with water spray. They sprayed us with bullets. The thing did not stop. It progressed. 2018, they arrested the leaders. And like the ghost town had been started. And what happened in 2019, after Berlin, where we are, the lockdown has tripled its strength, has quadrupled its strength, has more than doubled its magnitude. Why? Because of the determined people of Ambazonia, because of the determined leadership that we have in front of us. Even soothsayers, in their private dreams, agree that President Sako has done what no other president before for the past 61 years has done in Amazonia. I talk with experience. There was calm. There was AAC. There was SCLC. Nobody ever saw this coming. Yeah, they missed the golden opportunity to listen to us. And here we are, talking lockdown, talking ghost town. People dying. And again, the whole thing being misinterpreted by Yaoundé. You see what's going on in Munya? What is going on in Bamenda? What is going on in the BLM? These things are not happening in school campuses. It's not about school resumption. Now, people who were killed in Munya were not school children in the school compound. The vehicles that were blown up in the BLM were not campus vehicles. What is happening everywhere is not about school resumption. They are trying to dilute the message. No, let children go to school now. That is not where we are. Munya incident that we're saying was not because children were in school. No? It is meant to tell them enough is enough. One day, suffer will finish. One day, God will hear our prayer. So thank you, we lead the party. Thank you, Fadi. Continue is the take off.
Thank you very much, Barrister Team. There's so much for us to talk about, and this is where I'd like us to conclude. And I want to have the images very ready right now as we talk about it. For a long time, we've not heard anything happening in Fako. Today, Amazonians woke up to something interesting. Lockdown being enforced. We saw cars that were being burnt down, and so interesting. And this is Fako that the colonial administration has centered. Fako and Victoria, they have their energy centered in it. Think about what that is. Fako is back and lockdown is being enforced. Interesting. How do you feel about that?
I think those who thought that nothing was happening in Fako were totally wrong. If you can remember, if you think back, in 2017, I think, early 2018, the peak center was Fako. The peak center was where Munya. Have you forgotten how they adopted the chief of police for Munya Police, the chief of police for Munya Police, commissioner of police, and took him away? He was kept in custody for as long as it was possible. That was Fako. And so the fact that in fact, that was Fako. Fako has been very, very active. When we talk about, for example, the CDC being grounded to zero, it is essentially in Fako. The banana plantations in Tico are all gone. That's Fako. So Fako has not been as silent as we think. But today is another symbolic day in terms of the resistance, not just of Fako, but of Buya. Because what happened in Munya, if the information is right, it was not Munya alone. Other things were happening in Bomaka, other things were happening in my 16 and other parts of Fako. And we make a mistake to designate Fako as a federal capital territory. Now, that has a lot of meaning. Fako People might have thought that it was dormant. No, it was not dormant. If it was dormant, the mountain has become active. A dormant volcano erupts. And when it erupts, it takes life. Fako Mountain, what we call Mount Fako, is a volcanic mountain. It erupts once in a while, sometimes once in a decade, sometimes once in half a century. But its eruption is devastating. It clears away everything that is on its path. And so what we can take of Fako is that the dormant mountain has erupted and the ashes will roll down the hills. The ashes of the volcano will go right to the ocean floor. And so it's not a mistake. Fako has not been dormant. It has been dormant waiting for a day. Just resurrected. Let them come face Fako. Let them stop making noise. For as if it is looking like a joke. The mountain erupts. Instead of holding the volcano, they go to Moya and catch all the little children and put them in the street, line them to sit down in the mud. How does that stop the mountain erupting? It doesn't. That's begging the issue. And so, we might have thought that Fako was dormant. No, it was sitting in preparation for the rightful day. We might have thought a few weeks ago, a few months ago, almost a year ago, that the BLM had died because of reasons that we all know. Now, it was dormant, waiting for its own day to come. And here we are. The story is there, the facts are clear, nobody can dispute them. We're not the ones reporting. This is being reported all over the world, even in the media. I see the newspapers, the journalists going there on the spot and reporting live. So let us be encouraged. We are on the right track. The mountain is erupting. Only wonders will make it can end. Thank you.
We're going to transition back into the newsroom, and right after that, we'll come to look at what is happening in West Africa. The judiciary has already spoken, and we will look into that. And right after that, we'll have a conversation in that regard.
All right, moving on. Though an Ambazonian war of everyone knows how the colonial Republic defeated peaceful Ambazonian protesters against the marginalization by La Republic de Cameroon. After threatening frontliners of the Ambazonian quest for justice with Jotem, dictator Paul Biya went further to declare war on the people of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Within the war declared on the people of Ambazonia by the colonial La Republic de Cameroon, President Biya's education was one of the institutions highly affected by the war. So if the education that has been handicapped in Amazonia has to be revived, the war has to be addressed, and whoever declared the war has to call for a ceasefire.
Common sense. With this haven established, the colonial La Republic authorities have to stop being hypocritical by clearing La Republic government schools in the name of prepping for the resumption of the 2023-2024 academic year. They should rather petition their superior who declared war to call for a ceasefire for schools to effectively resume without pressure. How can the colonial DO be championing the clearing of school premises as if La Republic run schools were not going on because they were dirty?
The Colonial Divisional Officer of Mbengui on Monday, September 4, 2023, took the lead in the clearing of school premises in his area of command. In a video, just like you are seeing, the Colonial DO is captured energetically cutting off grass in an La Republic de Cameroon run GPNS in Mbengui. Now watch the video for yourself.
showing an example, a good example.
Yes.
As you can see,
Well,
for
the school
yourself.
stopped with the crisis in
him.
Amazonia that morphed
That's
into an
him.
armed conflict. Pundits are asking a rhetorical question. Why is it that the school stopped at a time when the environment was clean, and today the colonial DO is mobilizing the clearing of the school, hoping for a reopening as if it is the dirtiness that shut down the school or the doors of the school? Well, the misguided effort of the colonial DO for Mbengui Ngida Lawrence went in vain, for at press time the doors of the said institution were still closed.
Moving on, relatives of Yannick Chua, junior pastor at Winners Chapel, Bonaberry, have been in shock since Tuesday, September 5th, 2023, as his body is nowhere to be found until after Chu's body was found in Warri River. Warri is situated in neighboring Douala, the commercial city of La Republic du Cameroon. Yannick Chua is a junior pastor at Winners Chapel, Bonaberry, and reports said since Friday night he hasn't returned to his house.
Well, he left the house, leaving his phone at home, and yesterday morning, a strange number called his phone. His wife picked up the call. The person who called said he found an ID card at the Wuri Bridge in Douala. You can help this troubled family find Yannick by sharing and spreading the word. SOS from a family. His family's fear was that the worst might have happened to Chu, as he did not inform even his wife before leaving the house. Authorities have not been able to determine the exact cause of his death, but it is widely speculated that he committed suicide. We wonder what's happening in these countries. That's what Kama's Nation wrote on Facebook.